Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. I call this channel the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube, and I call this chapstick. This is cake batter, scented and flavored. I picked it at random. I'm excited for today's video. I was going to say it wasn't winding up because I'm going back to a palette I haven't used in a while, and this will be look number 14. You see from the title what the palette is, but I will show it to you, and then I'll show you what's on my face. So the Salem Cosmetics Forest Heart palette. This is what it looks like. And I'm thinking today, what is glaring off of here? I'm thinking today we're going to do an almost all matte look. I'm not sure if I did this diagonal before, because the previous looks were, and I'll link it in the cards, and you can find it down below in the description box and down below under the description box, because we did rows, we did columns, we did diagonals, and we mixed and matched. And so I'm not sure if, what am I looking at, if we used these 3 shades. And I know it's looking funky, and I'm thinking of topping it with one of the shimmers, maybe the green, just because it's funky and it'll play off of this. But everything, this palette, y'all, and the formula in here is friggin' amazing. And the POA is next year, so I'm like seriously considering to see if they still have this. What's on my face right now? We have the Fenty primer. Is strange because the primer is down to here, and we have one, the Fenty foundation. The foundation is up to here, so like the primer is here and the foundation is here. So what I think I'm gonna do is once this primer is done, then I'm going to try the Scandinavia, the makeup primer spray, and I probably need to just spray it one day just to make sure it doesn't irritate my skin, but I don't think it will because the other Scandinavia sprays do not irritate my skin. Fenty brow pencil, of course, for under eye, and in this area here we have one, the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer, and the shade is 4N. Backing up really quick, the foundation in Fenty I wear is shade 335. Perfect shade for me. Love it. Yes, I do. And then we set the face with Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder. The shade is Truly Tawny. Then we went into the Elephant palette and the Tiger palette. I do still tend to use these together. Let me back up again. I'm sorry. We're doing a lot of backing up. Under the eye and for inner and upper rims, we have Prime Prometics, and it turned out to be the black one. I can never tell looking at it if it's black or blue. I can never tell till I open it and put it on, but it was black, so we have that one today. So from Elephant, the first thing we did, we used this one here as a contour. Then we went into the Tiger palette, and we used the finishing powder in here as a bronzer. We used this shade as a blush, so that's what you see here. And right here, just above it, we used this shade as a blush light. So we used 1, 2, 3 things out of Tiger today. Then we went back to Elephant, and we used this shade as a highlight. So we have the blush here from Tiger, blush light from Tiger, and then the highlight from Elephant right here. And then we used this shade in the middle for under eye, and this shade here, which is dim light, to finish the entire face. And so we used everything in here except the 2 blushes. I really still dig those palettes. Then I think we sprayed the face after that. I'm looking at all my stuff right here. We sprayed the face with the makeup finishing spray, which is a setting spray from Scandinavia. And this one is the bridal one. The website now does different information. The finishing spray, just a regular one, it doesn't say bridal, says it'll hold your makeup for up to 16 hours. The bridal one says for 16 plus hours and through tears and all of that stuff. So I've been using it. It works the same. I did use it the other day. I had it on maybe like 13 hours, my whole face. Everything looked fine. It looked the same at the end of the day, well, the end of the morning. And I remember now, well, I remembered when they sent me the email that they were having a sale, how much I really liked those sprays back in the day. So I'm happy to be back to it. So let's get into this look. I did pull out to use, I'm going to open a travel size mini Lancome Cils Booster XL mascara primer, and we're going to use the Dior Show 228, which is blue, but it doesn't show up blue on me. Not sure about lower lash line yet, but everything is done. So hopefully not a lot of fallout, which I don't think. I am digging my face, y'all. I am digging my face. We're going to do one eye on and one eye off unless I just babble a lot. But you know what I'll do? I'll tell you what purchases I'm waiting for. And so we're just going to keep going, and it should be fairly quick because the shadows in this palette are very easy to work with. This is the Fenty eyeshadow, primer, of course. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy, just accepting who you are and owning who you are and not living according to or trying to live according to someone else's expectations. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. As you're watching beauty related content, try not to feel like you need to use this brand, use this tool, use this technique, whatever. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. You set the standard for yourself. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, what we stand for: self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself, y'all, for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. That's what we stand for here. If you're new here, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I need to let you know I do curse sometimes in videos because I curse sometimes, period. And so I want you to know that because I do know it's offensive to some people. Other people are just like, whatevs. I do try to catch myself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So if you think I said something, I probably did. And there's times I stumble over my words. And so if you think I'm babbling, I am. Just owning it. I know who I am and how I am, and it is what it is. So now we're going to get in. So thank you for being here. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back. So we're going to, I'm looking in here like, and the reason I'm doing a diagonal is because looking at this palette, it's easy to do this quad, these 4 shades, a green look. It's easy to just do this column. You can do a look with this column. You can do a look with this column. Do a monochromatic reddish shade. You can do a look with this column. Easy neutral look. A look with this column. Easy, bluish something or other. This is a dual chrome. So you see how this shade, like right here, it looks like it'll play off of this one. If you hold it this way, it looks like it'll play off of that one. And so I really like how they put this palette together. And this shade, as you see, excuse me for the glares, this is hella bright. This palette is beautiful. All the shades work fine. Something that's curious though, on the back, it has ingredients. That's not the curious part. Down here is the eyeshadow. It tells you what the eyeshadow ingredients are. Up here it says ingredients. It says glitter. And it tells you what those ingredients are. On Instagram, they said there are no glitters in this palette. So I don't know. Maybe it was an oversight when they did the packaging. I don't know. Because I was seeing how if these were the glitters, they are very creamy. Like they're not chunky monkeys at all. And I love the formula of this palette. Let's get into it. So that's the reason I'm doing a diagonal. Is not to do the typical. Because when you look at this, it's easy to see looks. And one of my first official troll fam members, she was saying, looking at this palette, you can do almost any row, any column, almost any diagonal. And so I bust out, I think, 12 looks, or was it 10 in that video? Because I think I had done 2 at that point. I think 1 on each eye. I think, I'm not sure, but I'll link that up in the cards, and you can find it down below as well. And so I did 1 look on each eye, and we pumped out like 10, 11 looks with this, doing the columns, doing different diagonals in different directions. And it was amazing. And so I don't remember if we did these 3 right here, but we're going to start with this shade here. We're going to work inward, outward, dark to light, and that shade is called Moth. And I should have looked if I would have thought about it. This is a Fenty 230 brush. I have 3 of them laid out. I should have looked to see, like, if I did do a similar look as this before. This is very much, it's a pretty shade. This is a grungy palette. A punkish palette depending on what shade you put where, but this for me would be like a nice, I don't want to say transition shade because it's kind of dark for me for transition, but look at this is Swamp Water. Ooh, this would look nice with the Yucca palette or Yucca palette, whichever way you pronounce it. Both ways are correct depending on where you're from in the world. But this, Oh, oh. Because now I'm thinking even some of these greens, particularly like this one, and maybe this one to amp it up, along with this one, would go with Yucca palette. Ooh, and maybe even okay. I'm gonna be pairing Yucca with this. I'm gonna have to make a note of that. I did write down again like what palettes I want to use that I have not used in a while, and this was one of them. And again, this is look 14, but it was one look, one eye, which I don't prefer to do through most of that video just to get the looks done. Because I'm like, do I want to have 10 days of using Salem Cosmetics? And I would have, but I didn't want, I was thinking some of you might get bored. It's like, okay, she's using that palette again. She just used it the last 5 days. And so that's why I did that video that way. But this is, this can be an easy one and done. And put a brown on upper lash line, mascara, blend it out more, like just put this all over the lid. This palette. So thank you, Sandy, because she's the one that had mentioned that, and I did it. And I'm like, she was absolutely right. So now I'm looking at it like, all right, let me hold it the way I'm looking at it. So we use this one, and I know I said diagonal, but for some reason my eye went this way. And I'm just like, wait a minute, it's supposed to be like an almost all matte look. So where's this and the green this way? So now we're going to take this shade up here. Yo, I get so easily confused. And this shade is called Mushroom. And this is a clean Fenty 230 brush. And we're going to put that. Oh, I don't think I did this combination because I don't remember having mushroom moth. I don't remember having moth on the inside. I really don't, but that's not to say I really didn't do it. But this shade, these shades show up. Oh my gosh. And I'm thinking if I wanted something for brow bone, but this is the lightest like tan type shade in here, and that's only in a corner. So we're going to go back and forth up top to blend. We're going to go in between these two shades very lightly, feathering back and forth to blend. And look at this. I do think I'm going to put a shimmer on the center of the lid. So not a halo eye, not a spotlight eye, but just to have some shimmer. I do like all matte looks. I do also like all shimmer looks. This depends on my mood for that day. And I know the YouTubers thing is, you know, matte shade transition, matte shade in the crease, shimmer on the lid, highlight your brow bone, put a bright tear duct shade. So some people really feel like there has to be a shimmer, there has to be a matte, there has to be a transition shade suitable for their skin tone. Y'all see how I do my makeup. I usually don't even do, I seldom do like an actual traditional transition shade because I take the lid shades all the way up into my transition, which is up here. This is the crease, like where your socket is. And so doing the YouTubers thing, you know, transition shade and then crease shade, that doesn't work well for my eye shape. And when I did looks that way, the looks were nice, but because my lid, my mobile lid is only here to here, when I look up, all you see is a little sliver. I would have to look down and raise my brows, look down and raise my brows to see, you know, my lid shade. It is a pretty look. So if you don't want a lot of color all the way up, then yeah, do the YouTubers way. If your eye shape is similar to mine, or your mobile lid is hooded from your transition area, and or if it's puffy like mine, and you don't want to take a lot of color all the way up, or if you're trying to get used to wearing color, like something that's vibrant, then just put it on your mobile lid. This is my mobile lid right here, just this part. And so when I look up, it's not there, but when I blink, it's like, oh, that's cute. So that's another way to get into color, just putting a bright shade on your mobile lid if you have hooded lids, because when you look up, you're not going to see much of it. So that's an easy way to get into color. And I feel like I should have said this in a separate video for how to get into using color. So we're still just blending this more into Moth, that first shade. And I think I'm gonna do a video on blending, but this could be that too. And so I just do things, and then as I'm saying it or doing it, I'm like, damn, that could have been like a how-to video. And so this is what we have so far. And, you know, we have, you know, a little bit of blend up here going on, and we have a little bit of blend over here going on. And if you're unsure of leaving blank space, you can use your finishing powder or your setting powder, because it's usually translucent or it matches your skin tone, and you can put that up there to further buff out that shade. I very seldom use a shadow to buff out another shadow. Because some people would look at this and say, oh, I wish there was like a lighter pink to blend out this shade. I very seldom use a shadow to blend out another shadow. I just use whatever's left in the brush and just feather. And you see it does blend it. And so when you hear things and you see things, pay attention to why they're saying what they're saying and why they're doing what they're doing. And it may work for them. There are times I did need another shade to blend out a shade because it was just so bold, it wasn't moving. And some of it is because the primer I use, shadows be sticking to it. So it's like, okay, what am I going to do with this? Now we're going to take Amethyst, this purple. I'm excited. I'm excited. I didn't tap off yet. So no shade. We just tapped in like twice, y'all. Yeah, I'm going to see if this palette is still available because I'm going to want another one whenever this one turns. And because the shimmers in here are really creamy, I do think eventually, well, the shadows do turn eventually. I'm going to want another one of these. There was another palette that I saw on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. I want to get it. But then as I kept looking at it, it reminded me of this one, so I didn't get it. And it was a different company too, so it would have been a brand, new to me. So that may be an option, and just hope they have a return policy in case I have a reaction to it. I bought this one on a whim, and so I'm glad I didn't have a bad reaction. So I have sensitive skin and sensitive lids if you're new here. And so that's why I pay attention to PAOs and other stuff and usually stick with what I know. And when I try something new, I'm just like hoping like I don't have a bad reaction to it. But I'm glad that I did purchase this. And even though it says glitters on the back, there are no glitters in here, but they're creamy. So I'm like, I'll deal with a creamy glitter. Yeah, but they saw on Instagram it's not any glitters in here. And I'm like, oh, I was confused because the packaging on the back says glitter ingredients, which makes me think it's the glitter in the palette. So anyway, we're going to take the tip of this brush and we're going to do some blending here. So you saw how this is already starting to blend, and I think I went too wide. So we're just placing here and then feathering it inward. And so you see how this is blending itself out. Now we're using the tip of the brush, like sort of that part, and we're blending it. So you don't have to use another shade to blend the shade. And because whatever shadow is in the brush, we're going to pat right here just to bring it up some. And it did go up some. So you see what I'm saying? Like, so do your makeup however you want to, and try not to feel like you have to do exactly what somebody's saying. Now, if you're trying to recreate a look, then yeah, but still, I encourage you to put a spin on it and make it your own, because if you're not the same complexion, the same undertone, if you don't have the same eye shape, you can try to recreate a look. If you're extremely skilled, you can manipulate the shadow to make it look like the look you saw. We're just blending in between. But if you're unskilled like me, just somebody who likes playing makeup, chances are I can try to recreate a look, and I have done it, and it look completely different because my eye shape is different and my shadow placement, because I'm a packer. You see how I pack one, then I go back and blend. Some people start with a fluffy brush and just go in and blend, and I'm like, no, I want to see the color. And so a lot of things factor into if you're trying to recreate looks. And so I encourage you, try not to be too hard on yourself. If you're trying to recreate something, and just make it your own. Just make it your own, and in the way that you like it. This, I am digging this. I am seriously digging this look. This is an easy all matte look. We're going to take this little brush. This is, well, not little, but, and I have Zero Fallout. This is it, Esom V31. And so we're just going to start inside, and we're just going to feather. And we're doing this, excuse me, just to blend some more up top, just to feather it some more, this area here. And we're doing this first before we go over to where the purple is. And so we're on the line and we're just feathering. I like this. And so we're also going to do small circular motions just under the brow where those colors meet. And then we're going to come over here. This side seems to have a little bit more space. And now we're going to come over here and just do, did I just go over my eyebrow? Yeah, I did. Small circular motions just to blend, and also back and forth motions. So you don't have to have like a lighter tone to blend. And I prefer palettes when they don't have like you know, 2 different matte purples, 2 different matte reds. And I know they're helpful to some, but I know I'm not going to use all those shades. And I'm just going back and forth up here to bring that shadow up and to blend it. So you see how, I mean, this is fine for me anyway. But we're going to go back to the brow pencil because I took some of it away. And this is a new pencil because the other one, I used that up and I did buy. Oh, I was going to tell you what I purchased. I purchased 3 more of these. Fenty slick in a way, but I still love it. I still love their brand. Because they had like a 20% off sale, 25% off sale. So I'm like, ooh. And so I forget what I got. And then like the next week they had a 30% off sale. And I'm like, so now I know if there's a 25%, I'll wait. 20% doesn't excite me as much anymore as it did like 5 years ago. But after that sale ended, then it was like 30%. I'm like, okay. So I got 3 more of these because I go through them. I was going through them in like 3 months, but I think because I'm doing my makeup more now, I'm going through these like super freaking quick. Like seriously. So we're taking a brush again and we're just going back and forth on the top edge of that purple. And actually, we're going to feather outward. I don't know if this is going to do anything, but we're going to see. And I do want to get more into feathering my eyeshadow out or bringing it out. But when I do my eyeshadow, I forget that I want to do it until like now. And I don't want to play around with it too much once the look is done, because I do actually really like how this look looks. And so I don't want to just keep messing around and possibly mess it up. So this is that. And so we're just, you know, feathering and blending around the edge of that purple. And look at that. This palette, y'all, I am going to see if it's still available. I don't know what that was, that noise. So part of me doesn't even want to take a shimmer now, but I'm thinking green just because it'll be funky. Do we want to put the green over the red? This is not alive. I cannot hear you. This is reflective, this palette, because I keep seeing, you know what, I think down here it's reflecting off of one of my mirrors down here. I'm going to do the green. We're just going to go for it. This is another Esom brush. This is the Esom V27, and we're going to go into Firefly. This one would make more sense, but we're going to go, yes, it's reflecting off of down there. We're going to go into Firefly, that shade. I'm quiet, y'all, because I'm like, okay, so let's start down here. Ooh. So I'm going to just put this on a mobile lid for now, just so you can see what I was talking about. So this is my mobile lid. So if I only put shadow on my mobile lid, and we're going to blend it into the crease area, which is the socket, that's it. That's all you would see. This looks nice next to mushroom. So we're feathering it inward. So that's the mobile lid. That's it. This is so nice though. But we're going to take it up higher because we take our lid shades up higher here so you can still see them. I don't think I'm going to take it all the way up to the top of the red. So we're going to just blend this right here. Oh, this is grungy. I love it. I love it. We're going to feather right here, but I think I'm going to go back with the brush with moth on it. This, I'm loving this look. We're going to take the brush that had the purple, and we can tell because all the colors are distinct, and we're going to just feather inward. So this is just to blend that Firefly shade. Now we're going to take the brush that had moth, and we're going to feather outward that way to overlap Firefly. I'm going to take the brush that had a Firefly, and we're going to just go back and forth here just to bring it up a little bit, but not too much. I don't want to go all the way to the top edge of the red. We funky, y'all. We are funky. This is nice. Oh my gosh. So we're going to do the same thing. So what did I order? I ordered, I'm still waiting, of course, for my Notoriously Morbid order. It's supposed to ship out. Well, and they tell you like 21 business days before it's shipped or whatever. So I appreciate them saying that, but I'm just like, so again, this is just a mobile lid. So you see the difference. If you just put the color on a mobile lid, yeah, it's real pretty. But then look, it looks like a glittery highlighter, a glittery eyeliner. So you see the difference between just mobile lid and taking it up higher. So if your lids are shaped like mine, puffy, hooded, um, and you want to see more of the lid shade, just experiment with taking it just a little bit higher, even if you just do this, because you'll see it just above the crease. And again, the crease is where the socket is. And so sometimes, I think a lot of times, those of us who have hooded lids, if we put a shimmer on our mobile lid, it'll transfer up here because this part is touching the mobile lid. And so some people take their lid shades up into the crease anyway, because it's going to end up in the crease anyway. And even just putting it not as high up as the red, but even putting it, okay, here's the crease is a socket. With a brush that's this size, just putting it here. Like this fits perfect for the mobile lid, and it fits perfect right here. So even if you just took a shadow and did a swipe here for mobile lid, find right above your socket and swipe, look at that. That's still pretty. And you don't have to worry about the glitter shadow or the shimmer shadow transferring because you put it there intentionally. And that is still cute. So I'm going to take some more though, because y'all know I'm going to go a little bit higher. So that's a way to try. There's a few flecks of fallout over here from this shade, but not a lot. So that's an easy way if you want to see more of your lid shade, and if you have the space, because I know, some of you keep saying I have a lot of lid space. I fake the mobile lid by taking my shadows all the way up here, but it is a lot of real estate. But then keep in mind, like a lot of it is just puffiness. Like if this wasn't puffy, I think if I didn't have a puffy transition area, I think I would have deep set eyes, which is where it looks like it just goes way back. And even if my eyes, Gel Beauty 87, her eye shape, I think if I didn't have the puffiness, I think my eye shape would be similar to hers. And also like Alicia Archer and our beloved and sorely missed Mel Thompson had deep set eyes. And for those eye shapes, you can do transition and crease because you're going to see all the shades. If I do transition and crease, you ain't going to see it. This is the brush that had the purple, so we're going to feather in. So it is helpful to understand. I don't know if it's helpful to understand your eye shape, but just to understand, experiment and figure out and understand what looks good for you to see your shadows the way you want them to look when you put them on. This brush had moth on it. And so it took me a long time to stop doing the YouTuber's way, transition, crease, outer corner, shimmer lid. And I'm just like, yeah, so we could have just kept this, the brush that had Firefly. We could have just kept this, just an all matte look, which I think looked nice. And then we just added the shimmer in the middle. So we could have stopped anywhere along the way. But look at this, y'all. Oh my gosh. This is still the brush that had Firefly. This look, y'all, I'm excited. So do we want to take Firefly underneath, or do we want to switch up and take a different shimmer underneath? Yes, I said shimmer underneath. You can put shimmer underneath your eye. So I'm thinking this one, because that'll play off of this, which is, you can still see the top of the red. And you'll notice I didn't put on glitter glue, additional primer, or whatever. These shadows, as you see, they do go on with a dry brush. I'm a dry brush person. So we're actually going to take this shade. And I did have out this brush to use, but I think I'm going to use this brush or use something a little more. We're going to use this brush. You know what? No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to put both of these away really quick because I am going to take the Makeup Forever smudger brush, this one. And we are going to wiggle it back and forth in the shadow because, as I said, these shimmers in here are very creamy and it's moving in here, so it makes it hard to pick up sometimes. And we're just gonna put this under here. That's cute. If I would have used the thicker brush, it would have been easier to pick it up because the brush is thicker. but I didn't want this shade to get away from me. I wanted to just place it here. And I am going to bring it down some. Ooh, that's this shade. But on top of the black, it's looking like a purple. Or like this one. This one would have been nice too. This whole palette just works. Yeah, I'm gonna really, you know what I'm gonna do? I didn't finish telling you what else I purchased. I'm gonna go on their website tonight and see. That's kind of jumping the gun though, because the PAO on this is the end of spring. Well, actually, I think it's like April. So I was gonna see if they're having a Black Friday or Cyber Monday sale and go ahead and get it, but then it would just be sitting here until the spring. And that's if this one would turn. The reason I'm talking about this one turning is because for me, shadows that are creamy, they do tend to turn on me. And I think it's whatever it is that makes it creamy. Natasha Denona, her cream to powder creamy matte formula, they do turn on me. I love that her palettes, the PAO is usually 24 months, and I do keep them at least that long. Some of them I've had 3 years, but usually around the 2.5-year mark, they start to irritate my lids. And also Nomad shadows, because their formula is creamy, they tend to turn on me. Their PAO is a year, and usually I've had some irritate my eyes after 9 months, but sometimes it might be like a year and like 3 months. They'll start to irritate my lids. And so, but this should be still good for till April at least. This is nice. And as you see, I did connect it to the purple up top because this pink on top of the black looks purple. All right, that is it for the shadow. I am thinking, I have 3 new eyeliners from Inglot I haven't used yet. A yellow, they go by numbers. This is number 55. This is a teal shade. This is, wait a minute, wait. No, this is number 84. This is number 87. The 55 is grams. So I'm like, why are these all 55? So 84, 87, and 76. We're going to do the yellow. I want to do the white. That I think it would be stark unless it just blended in, or the color of the shadows would show through. This I think would be nice and be funky, but we're going to do the yellow because we're going to be sensible, because it looks like a yellow on the lid, even though that was this shade, so it's like a green. But over that red, this, oh my gosh, I love this. We're going to take this brush. This is a MAC 210. The 3 I showed you, I haven't opened them yet. They came in the mail the other day from Amazon. They were cheaper on Amazon than on the Inglot website. Inglot website, they were $22. Amazon, they ran between $12 and $17. And so we're going to take the brush, and we're, oh, it's creamy too. Well, I already knew they were creamy. So we're going to, I'm excited to try this. Ooh. Ooh, and it's getting away from me. Oh my gosh, it is very creamy and it got away from me. So I'm gonna have to make it thicker. Now this over here is perfect. But like this, I think I need to start in the middle now when I'm using these these liners, especially when they're new, because they're super creamy when you first open them. So I'm gonna have to, let me take this brush. This is the Esum V09, and we're going to just try to smooth this out a little bit, because I don't want to make the line thicker, because a thick liner line will also take away what you see of the lid shades. So over here you can see the lid shade because it's shiny. Over here you see the liner, and this was a good choice in color for the liner. Y'all, oh my gosh. All right, we're going to start in the middle, thinking it's going to be like super creamy, and then we're going to come in here to the inner corner. Oh shit, I did the same thing. After I use this a few times, it'll still be creamy, but not this creamy where it's just going everywhere. Not everywhere, but a lot thicker than I want to. So we're going to do the same thing with this brush. And I can't see. I want to do it where you can see me and I get the feeling that you can't. And so we're just using this brush just to try to tone it down and blend it out. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. So we're swirling again because we are going to, oh, I should have used that other brush and just stamped it instead of, this is so freaking creamy. Oh my gosh. And as I bring it out, it thins out and you can see the color under the shadow underneath it. So I'm bringing it back in. Oh my gosh. Oh man, but look at this color. Damn. Oh my gosh. I made a Natasha Denona purchase. I don't want to do a haul video, like in a way I do, but in a way I don't, because this is not a channel that's all about the new. But I got her star palette and it came with the mini star and it was 50% off. And you know, I sent my thoughts to two people saying, you know, talk me out of it. And one of them was like, well, it's 50% off and that's a good deal. I can't do that. I was like, fuck. But it was a good deal. And I had my eye on a star palette before. One side is cool tone, one side is not. And I was just like, and it was like a really good deal. And then I ended up going back actually from Ulta because they had a coupon and points, and Rakuten was like 15% cash back, but it's only cash back on what you actually spend. And I got the Glam palette, which I was curious about, but then I was thinking, I have MAC Connect in Color Unfiltered Nudes, and I have Subliminal from Pat McGrath. So I'm just like, is it going to add anything to my collection? But then I'm like, I really do like her formula, and I would do something with it. In a few colors, I may swap out with something else, the lighter tones, but I like that you can like mix and match. I added more here because this side looks darker. I don't like how I'm seeing a reflection. I think it's off of one of the mirrors down here. I want to go back to, and I am going to go back to, we're going to take a different brush though. We're going to take this brush. This is a something, Scott Burns something. And we're going to go back with, actually we don't need that brush. The brush we used for this shade, which was Enchanting. I apologize, I didn't tell you that, because we're going to stamp this underneath that yellow line. So we're going to have our double wing, a very subtle double wing. But we want to bring this here. If you're still with me, thank you. What else did I purchase? I'm waiting for the 3 Notoriously Morbid palettes. The Natasha Denona Star Bundle. The Natasha Denona Glam palette. And I ain't glam. Y'all see this? Sorry to yell at you. Well, not yell at you, but sorry I got really loud. What else did I order? I ordered some stuff from Amazon, like the gel liners, and it was something else. Oh, micellar water from Ulta, because they had a coupon, $10 off. And the micellar water, the Garnier micellar water, is less expensive at Walmart and Target, but with the coupon, it made it cheaper than Target and Walmart, and earning points. And I think even that was like 15% cash back. But I didn't spend a lot though because of, you know, the coupons. We're going to put on the Lancome Sills Boost mascara primer. What else did I get? I feel like I'm forgetting something. What else did I get from Ulta? Oh, I got a Lancome mascara bundle, and it says they were both full size, but when I looked it up, it's a few ounces less than full size. It was the full size of this one, well, a little less than full size, but more than this one. And it was a mascara which said it was full size, but it was a little less than the full size mascara, and it was cheaper. It was like the price of just getting one individually. because the full size of this is like 30 bucks, and I think the bundle was like $33 or something like that for the almost full size of this and the almost full size of the mascara. So I got that, and I got another travel size, this size of the Sills Booster mascara. It says mascara base. It's a mascara primer, and it came with a free one of these too. And I think I got 2 NYX lip liners. So you see that sparkle down here? That's from that Firefly shade. And yeah, I think I got the same color. They're like a purple. It's hard to see the colors online, but I figure I'll just keep one as a backup. So we're going to put on the mascara. I am really digging this look. I really love this palette. I really do. So I think that's everything that I got. Yeah, the coupons be calling me, and I wanted to be practical, and so that's why I got the Lancome, because I do use that. I do like it. That's why I got the micellar water. I do use it. I do love it. And I do check other retailers, and if I can get it cheaper with the coupons at Ulta, excuse me for smacking, and earn points, and Rakuten usually is like 2% cash back, 2 to 4% cash back on stuff. But I've noticed this year a lot of places on Rakuten. I have a referral link below if you're not already on there. And we both actually earn money if you sign up and then make a purchase of a certain amount. We both earn cash back on that. And it's more than just make a website. Like Old Navy is on there. Pat McGrath, but that's makeup. But all different types of stores, even Coach, the Coach outlet store. If you put it on your desktop, the extension on your desktop, whatever website you go to, if it's in the Rakuten house, a pop-up will come up, you know, activate whatever percentage cash back they're offering. If you're on your phone, you actually have to go to the Rakuten app, and then you can search for the store that you want. And you can put stores in your favorites. But like Old Navy's on there, the Coach store is on there. So it's not just makeup. It's makeup, fashion, even some of the gaming websites are on there. So, and if not Rakuten, you know, use Honey, which is another app, and Capital One has an app. Use something, because then you're earning cash back on what you're spending anyway. What I'm going to do for lip, I thought about it earlier. We're going to be really simple. We're going to put this on again. This is NYX Glitter Fix. I'm ready to let this go. I love the color though, but it doesn't show up consistent, and I think it's because it is a multi-chrome. But if I put too much, it feels really thick, and I don't like that feeling. And so part of me is just ready to get rid of it. It looks really nice over a black lipstick. Over a deep brown too, actually. I just don't like that it feels thick. Very inexpensive. And this looks gray. Over black, it does look darker. Over a dark lipstick, period, it looks darker. This is perfect. This is perfect for this look. That it looks dulled down and kind of gray. But, yeah, the key is just to put just a little bit. Just a little bit. I didn't double dip back in or anything. So the PAO for this is like 2 years. So this is still good till August next year, and I've had it for a while. So I do like that it lasts long. This is everything on the face, y'all. You let me know. You let me know about this look. We went from an all matte, you could have just stopped there, and we added Firefly, this green on the lid, and I showed you how you can just do the mobile lid, and not even just putting a shimmer on top of a matte, but even like how we did the red all the way up, you can still just put it on the lid and just a little bit higher than the crease, so when you look up you still see like the top edge of it. This side I'm seeing more Firefly than over here. Does it really matter at this point? No, it doesn't, but we're going to take it and put some up here anyway. So I've shown you how, if you want to start incorporating color, but you don't want to have a whole lot of color, you know, up in this area right here, you know, just put a little bit. Just put a little bit, do your mobile lid and a little bit above, like putting it into the crease area, because it's going to transfer anyway, usually, if you have hooded lids, and especially if you have puffy hooded lids like I do. So that's the way you can start incorporating color into your looks if you want to do that. But let me know if you have this palette. Let me know about this look. So you've seen an all matte look, you've seen us add shimmer, you saw us do the lower lash line, bringing that. You saw what a yellow liner can do. And I think the yellow liner was a good choice. And even doing like the double wing under here, adding more of that, whatever pinkish shade one lower lash line that turned purple over the black eyeliner. Let me know about the Glitter Fix, Glitter Gloss, and Shadow Hunter. I'm just really feeling this look. So I'm going to go, though, because our time is long, as usual. But let me know what you think about this, and I appreciate you being here. And this was a lot of fun for me. I hadn't used this palette in a long time, and I'm reminded of why I love it so much. And so thank you for being here. Let me know. Lots of information down below. Let me know if the information about incorporating more color without it being all the way up like mine. Let me know if that was helpful to you. If you do, usually, you know, the YouTuber's way of applying your eyeshadow and whatever works for you. You don't have to change what you're doing. You don't. However you want to wear your makeup is how you wear your makeup, because you need to be content with how it looks. And so that will be it for this video. Thank you so much for being here. If you're here still, click the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to join, there's a link for that to see what the perks are for that. I have talked way too much. We're going to go. Thank you for being here. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you again, and you will see me soon.